The house stood alone, a sentinel of secrets. Its paint peeled like scabs, revealing the rotting wood beneath. Windows, like vacant eyes, stared out at the world. Each one was broken, shattered remnants of a forgotten struggle. The front porch sagged, threatening to collapse in on itself, taking its dark history with it. This was the house on Harbinger Lane, a place whispered about but seldom spoken of, a place where fear lingered like the scent of decay. The house had been empty for decades. Locals told stories, each more outlandish than the last. Tales of a family driven mad, of a vengeful spirit trapped within its walls. But the truth, they said, was far more sinister. It lurked in the shadows, hidden from view, waiting. The house on Harbinger Lane was not just a dwelling, it was a warning. 50 years ago, the Smith family had moved in. John, the father, a stern man with calloused hands and a weary heart. Mary, the mother, her face etched with worry, her eyes filled with a longing for something she couldn't quite grasp. And young Henry, their 10-year-old son, a beacon of light in their otherwise ordinary lives.
I see things, Daddy. Things others don't.
Henry was different. He saw things others didn't. He talked to something in the empty rooms, his laughter echoing through the halls. His parents dismissed it as an overactive imagination. But as the weeks turned into months, Henry changed. He grew withdrawn. His laughter turned to screams.
Henry, what's wrong? Who are you talking to?
The shadows, Daddy. They whisper my name.
He spoke of shadows that whispered his name, of cold hands that reached out from the darkness. Then, one cold November night, Henry vanished, without a trace. The police searched for weeks. No clues, no sign of a struggle. The case went cold. The house on Harbinger Lane remained, a constant reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded within its walls. The whispers started soon after. Stories spread like wildfire through the town. Some said Henry never left, that his spirit was trapped, forever searching for a way out. Others spoke of a malevolent entity that resided within the house, preying on the innocent. The house on Harbinger Lane became infamous, a place of dread, a place where the line between reality and nightmare blurred, and the whispers on the wind carried a single chilling message: beware.
All right, guys, this is it. 15 minutes inside, and we proved the stories are just that, stories.
I don't know, Jake. This place gives me the creeps.
Maybe we should just leave. It's not worth it.
Come on, Emily, we made a pact. 15 minutes, that's all.
It was a Friday night, and a group of teenagers stood across the street from the house. They were young, invincible, at least in their own minds. They had heard the stories, of course. Who hadn't? But tonight, they were determined to prove them wrong. Or at least, that's what they told themselves. There was Jake, the ringleader, always up for a challenge. Emily, the skeptic, trying to mask her fear with bravado. Ben, the quiet one, his eyes wide with apprehension. And Chloe, Jake's girlfriend, clinging to his arm, her face pale in the moonlight. They had made a pact. A dare to spend 15 minutes inside the house. 15 minutes to prove their courage. 15 minutes that would change their lives forever. The air grew heavy as they approached the house. A palpable sense of dread settled upon them.
I don't know about this, guys. This place gives me the creeps.
The front door creaked open as if inviting them in. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of decay and dust. Cobwebs clung to every surface, and the only light came from the moon filtering through the grime-covered windows.
Ugh, it smells awful in here. How long has this place been abandoned?
They moved cautiously, their whispers echoing in the silence. Each creaking floorboard, every rustle of wind against the boarded-up windows sent shivers down their spines.
Shh, keep it down. We don't know what's in here.
As they ventured deeper into the house, the shadows seemed to dance around them, twisting and turning, taking on sinister shapes. The air grew colder, and then they heard it. A faint whisper, barely audible. A name.
Did you hear that? It said Henry.
They found it at the end of a long, dark hallway. A child's bedroom, frozen in time. a faded wallpaper with circus animals, now grotesque and menacing in the dim light.
This must be Henry's room. Look at that wallpaper. It's so creepy.
A rocking horse, its paint chipped and faded, stood frozen in mid-rock, and in the corner, a small bed with a dusty, threadbare blanket.
Look, the rocking horse, it's like it's been waiting for us.
The whispers were louder now, swirling around them. They could feel a presence, cold, unseen eyes watching their every move.
We should get out of here. This place is giving me the chills.
No, wait, we need to understand what's going on. We can't just leave.
It was a mistake. The rocking horse began to move, slowly at first, then gaining momentum, back and forth, its eerie creaking echoing through the silent house.
Oh my God, it's moving by itself.
The whispers intensified, morphing into a low growl that seemed to reverberate in their chests. Terror, primal and consuming, gripped them.
What is that sound? It's like it's inside my head.
"Don't turn around," a voice whispered in Chloe's ear. It was close. Too close. Her blood ran cold. She could feel its icy breath on her neck.
Don't turn around, don't turn around.
She squeezed her eyes shut, her heart pounding against her ribs. Don't turn around, but it was too late. A high-pitched scream pierced the suffocating silence. Chloe was gone, vanished into thin air. Panic surged through the remaining teenagers.
Chloe, where are you?
They stumbled back, their eyes darting frantically in the darkness, searching for their friend, for an explanation, for an escape.
We need to find her. She can't just disappear.
And then they saw it. A glimmer in the darkness, a faint ethereal light emanating from the corner of the room. It pulsed with an otherworldly energy, beckoning them closer. Driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity, they inched towards the light. As they drew nearer, they could make out a figure standing within the glow. A childlike figure.
Is that Henry?
Henry? The figure turned, its face obscured by the blinding light. But even in the darkness, they could sense its sadness, its longing. It reached out a hand, beckoning them closer still.
What is it doing?
Jake and Ben hesitated, their instincts screaming at them to run. But Emily, captivated by the ethereal glow, stepped forward.
I think it needs our help.
Emily, no.
Jake shouted, his voice raw with terror, but it was too late. As Emily reached the figure, the light flared, engulfing her in its brilliance. The teenagers shielded their eyes, blinded by the sudden intensity. When they could see again, both the light and Emily were gone. Only the echoing silence remained. The remaining teenagers stumbled out of the house, their minds reeling from the horrors they had witnessed. They ran through the night, their screams lost in the wind. The police, alerted by neighbors who had heard the commotion, arrived to find the house empty, except for the lingering sense of dread and the whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. A search party was organized, but no trace of the missing teenagers was ever found. They vanished without a trace, just like Henry all those years ago. The house on Harbinger Lane stood silent once more, its secrets locked away within its decaying walls. The whispers continued, carried on the wind, a chilling reminder of the darkness that resided within. The house on Harbinger Lane remains to this day, a stark silhouette against the setting sun, a monument to tragedy and unanswered questions. Locals still whisper tales of the missing teenagers, their voices hushed, their eyes filled with fear. Some say their spirits are trapped within the house, forever searching for a way out. Others believe they were victims of something more sinister, something ancient and evil that lurks within the shadows. But one thing is certain, the house on Harbinger Lane is not just a house, it is a warning. A reminder that some doors are best left unopened, some secrets are better left buried, and some whispers are best left unheard. For the shadows within hold a darkness that can consume even the bravest of souls, and they are always listening. The whispers on the wind remain. Beware.